All right, testing. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry for being late. I was just finishing up answering a question on Masterclass Discord. Good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. It is Thursday, January 12th, 2022. Happy CPI Day. We are back at it. All right, let's go ahead and just get the biggest thing out of the way, and we're going to go ahead and talk CPI. I went ahead and did a reel on Instagram. If you guys want to check it out, we talked about the macro. We talked about the CPI reading itself. Just for time's sake, I'm just going to go ahead and read it rather quickly. But if you want the actual detail, you can go on Instagram or our Twitter. I retweeted like a ton of them. So there you go. CPI, in terms of month over month, the headline number came in negative 0.1%. That met expectations. Core CPI, again, strip away auto and gas, 0.3% expectations. 0.3% were met. CPI year over year, 6.5%. That was met with expectations. The previous reading was 7.1, and the core year over year CPI in December was 5.7%. That also met expectations. So when you have the perspective that the world's going to end, that was my pinned tweet. That's when everything starts changing to the upside. Again, if you've been here on the note, we've talked about that support of around 3,900 on S&P. We said our target was that 200-day. We're above it right now on the S&P 500. You can see the red line here. I'll go ahead and expand it. But again, good stuff. Obviously, this was expected. But again, we played the run up into it. We didn't have a ton of risk on the board this week in terms of ahead of CPI just because of the number. And again, we don't know. So let's go around the horn. Dow futures up 184 points, was a little bit choppy as the CPI number came in. We have NASDAQ futures up 0.74%. We did have QQQ calls twice this week. We went and took profits ahead of CPI. So again, money's money, which is nice. S&P 500 right now at 4017. We're above that 200-day. We're slightly below that trend line. And again, I'm all about being excited, but we still got to settle above there. So again, let's get to 4040. Again, but that might reject. Don't get me wrong, that might reject. So just keep in mind, if you have a lot of risk open and you want to take some profits right in the morning, that's probably the best bet to do so. See how it churns out. For all we know, we could squeeze to 4100. But again, be prudent. If you have any long positions right now in the morning, you get a nice boost, just go ahead and take it, move on with your life, enjoy your week. Remember, next week is a short week. Monday, the market is closed for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is a federal holiday. Russell 2000 futures, 1870.84%. We did hit IWM on Monday. Light sweet crude oil, 1.86%, 78.87 a barrel, still below 80, still hovering around that 75 level. $2.47 for gasoline futures, 1.5%. How about gold? Gold is now its high since May. It is now above 1900. Silver futures, 3.17%, 24.23. Copper futures, we talk about copper a lot, 4.19 currently. Again, that is the kind of the commodity that we want to see in terms of, expansion of the economy and expansion of industrialization or anything like that. Man, and electronics too. Euro dollar broke our alert. We talked about euro dollar. Let's take a look at it. We may have to fill this trade. We broke that level that we wanted, which was right around 107.80. If you are looking for a target, it's probably at 111.59 or so. You can always go to 110 as your target. And in terms of support, you may have to go around 107 or 106.94, which might be a retest. When I run into it right now, let's see how the dollar goes. Dollar yen is down 129.96, pound dollar 122.13. Bitcoin overnight was soaring 18,385. Nice to see. Ethereum 1406. So my call on Bitcoin right now is that once you start breaking above 20,000, I think that's when the interest goes up in terms of people wanting to get in and trying to buy this bottom. So again, just like anything else, you do have speculators in a bear market or a down market, just like you have speculators in a green market. So I think 20,000 is the level I will start seeing where Bitcoin starts getting a little more juice, at least in terms of volume of trading, because The last couple of months, November, December, has been a nothing burger. We are testing the 100-day moving average on Bitcoin. Let's go to the dollar, and the dollar being the key to everything, the tail wagging the dog. You can see that we're now below 102.88, which was our target. 103 was kind of that support level that was holding. The next target here is right around 101.64. I think we'll get to a sub 100 if the Fed only raises 25 basis points. If they pause and raise 25 raise and a pause, then you'll start seeing maybe 98, 97, which would get us to levels not seen since April. But the dollar coming down is helping equities. Let's go and take a look at the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield, we still need to get below 34. That'd be 3.4%. Right now, 3.48%. If we do break below the lows from December 7th, which, interesting enough, I believe was the last CPI data. So again, 33.404. If yields do fall, you're going to see mortgage applications tick up, maybe some refinancing for those who bought into Q4 of last year on home. So they can always refinance. I don't know if they can refinance that quickly. Obviously, every broker is different. But again, yields in the dollar are still the key. Let's go to the volatility index, which is now below 20. We're still not at support yet. Right around 1914 is your support. So again, you could see some volatility come up a little bit in terms of the VIX. But again, 1914 is your support. I see us getting there and possibly bouncing. And then that kind of leads up to around maybe here around 40.52, right at that trend line. So again, that could reject. Again, I'm all for a great CPI. Don't get me wrong. Met expectations, that's a good sign. But again, that trend line is still very, very key. Last time we rejected it was FOMC and Powell. So again, we could get a little bit of a chop. We could get a little bit more of a push higher. Just really depends on how we open. But again, good sign to see NASDAQ is up this morning. So again, the riskier assets are starting to get bid. Would I go out right now and start buying everything? Again, if we break that trend line and settle before, we could start working on some forecasting again. But as of right now, what we talked about the past couple of days has come to fruition. So that's always nice when a plan works out in your favor. Ray says, buy, buy, buy. Nothing else matters. I mean, he's not wrong, obviously. But would I go ahead and rush and buy here? Not exactly. We are above 4,000, which is good. I just took away my fibs. I don't know why. Let me go ahead and add my, there we go. And you could see that trend line at 40.40, the alert placed. I'll move this dollar index. There we go. Some stocks that are making headlines this morning. American Airlines had better than expected preliminary earnings. That is increasing DAL. We had DAL this week, so well done. That was here on the YouTube. We talked about that. It is going higher now at 38.87 share. What else is up? CRM is working with Walmart as well. They're working on a deal to work together. Let me see if I can find that headline on that. Here we go. Walmart teams with Salesforce to sell tech to retailers. So there we go. CRM is up this morning on that. Let's take a look quickly on Apple. My largest position, right? Apple is moving higher. Again, we're above that resistance here of around 133.52. You do have next resistance around 136.66. Not a lot of edge to do it. And again, you have a short week next week. So if anything, you're probably closing positions here. If we get a little more of a rally, you're probably seeing if we get a flip or anything like that right at that trend line. For anything, I'd probably be getting out of everything right at the open. Are earning expectations too high? The only thing that's going to help, in my opinion, it may be that the EPS expectations might be too low. That's kind of the issue now because the dollar is a tailwind. Again, if the dollar is falling, you're probably going to get better forecasts from mega big cap companies that do business overseas because now they can repatriate money cheaper since the currencies overseas are getting stronger relative to the dollar. So again, that is a headwind and that should help on EPS guidance. Perfect time to make morons money who couldn't trade at 8:30. Yeah, you're basically trying to just get out of everything right at the open, which is pretty much what I'm going to do and go from there. BLK, BlackRock. BlackRock, I believe, laid out some people. I think it was like 500 workers or so. BlackRock does have resistance right around 775 or so, maybe 784. That's pretty much the breakout level you're looking for. One more I did see today as well was Berkshire. Let's go to Berkshire Hathaway. And again, starting to break above resistance here at 319.73. So again, keep that in mind. You got a double bottom here, and then you also have a possible breakout point to get us around 340 to 350 on BRK, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. And what are your expectations from earnings week guidance? It depends on the sector. The one a little strange here, but I think energy companies are probably not going to be doing as well because in comparison to last year growth, year over year growth due to energy stocks being higher, I think those EPS estimates are going to go down. In regards to tech, I think their EPS estimates and earnings are going to be pretty much at the floor. They're just going to be happy they're profitable at this point. Now, does it translate to a higher market move for these names like an Apple, like an Amazon, like a Google, like a Meta that do business overseas? Yes, it will help them with that dollar going down. But again, everything is all about expectations at the end of the day. I have not seen the actual earnings forecast for these names yet in terms of EPS. But again, it's going to be a waiting game. If yields in the dollar continue to fall, that will be a nice boom for stocks. I knew I forgot something. Thanks for BRK. And remember, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, read your mind, Interactive. Nice. So again, that's always nice. Looking pretty good all around here. We should be pretty happy. Doesn't mean we can't go lower today. 40.40 is the level we're looking for. That's the trend line. And we've broken above it before post CPI. So again, that happened pre-market. So again, rejected. If we can close above 40.40 S&P 500 futures, then we could start really taking a look at getting back to this upward channel here of around 4150 to 4200, and then we could start doing our forecasting for the year based on the lower inflation readings, based on a 100% chance that the Fed does raise 25 basis points in February. So again, everything is still kind of lining up. Is it an investor's market as of yet? I don't think so. Not yet. We need to find a trend. I don't mind not being first. I just want to get it right. That's it. So again, we could just still wait on the dollar. We could still wait on the 10-year yields and see where we go from there. Today is just really expectations met. But again, you're right at the 200-day. You have that overhead resistance of that trend line. You got to break above that. I'll be taking profits at the open. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for joining me. As always, I will catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We will see you guys tomorrow. And make sure to follow us on Twitter, on Instagram as well. Twitter has all the news, and that will always be free. Appreciate you guys. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you like these videos. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, guys.